3 weeks every single year is a time where we pause and we mourn the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. And we've had a tough year and a half at this point, but even through the hardships of life, if you have a Beis Hamikdash, you can walk in and understand that Hashem is running the world. It's true that even the Jews at that time, they had ups and downs, because all people have ups and downs. But there was a place where they can go and see clearly that Hashem is running the world day in and day out. And we're missing such a fundamental part of what Judaism is supposed to be, our relationship with Hashem. Imagine a beautiful family, happy parents and kids, but they have no house to dwell in together. And that is what we're missing with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the fact that we're lacking the Beis Hamikdash. And the question is why was the Beis Hamikdash taken away from us? So we know the second Beis Hamikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam, baseless hatred. But it always bothered me because do people hate others for no reason at all, baselessly? There's no reason at all. I'm walking down the street, I've never seen this person before, and I'm just going to hate them? Is that true? Is that possible? So I heard a beautiful idea. It's not that there was no reason at all. Humans sometimes frustrate other humans. They get under our skin. There's small little differences amongst each sect of Judaism that sometimes we look at as a little bit strange. It's not that there was baseless, no reason at all, but they were so small, the reasonings, that it was baseless for us to actually get that upset. To look at each other and be frustrated with each other. It's so different. He wears that and she wears this and they go to that community in this school and all those different things. These aren't reasons to hate another Jew. They're baseless. It's not that there was no reason at all, but the reasons were so small that it wasn't worth us getting upset at each other. And because of those small reasons, we're now a nation without a home to dwell in with Hashem. I believe we need to stop and think during these 3 weeks and say, what is it that frustrates me about this Jew or that Jew? And are these reasons big enough to lose the Beis Hamikdash? Is it something that is worth such a big idea that the small things that make us different are worth separating us as a nation? You know, we say about when we receive the Torah, Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged har kish echad b'leiv echad. B'leiv echad is gematria geula. In order, when we have one heart, that's when we're going to be redeemed. That's when we're going to get back the Beis Hamikdash. There was a beautiful line going around at the time of Shavuos, is that Lag BaOmer was not Lag BaOmer this year. The Jewish people saw tragedy in Meron that didn't know what type of sect you were. Everyone was involved. And then Shavuos rolled around, and Shavuos wasn't Shavuos. There was another tragedy. Just this past week, 3 people, the third person of Carlin was Nifter. There was a tragedy right before Shavuos. It's our job this year to make sure that Tisha B'Av is not Tisha B'Av either. But not because of tragedy, because of Simcha. It should be a day of celebrating each other. We need to make sure that this Tisha B'Av, we're having baseless love. I'm loving you for no big reason at all. Small little things that you do. The fact that you're my Jewish brother and sister, that's the reason I love you. It doesn't need to be anything greater than that. Ahavas chinam, baseless love. There's a nice story I just saw. I read this past week about there was a race, and there was a Kenyan runner. His name is Abel Mutai, and he was winning the race the whole time. He was leading the pack, and he finally gets to the end, and he stops just short of where the race was supposed to end. He got confused with the signs. They were written in English, and he thought this is where it ended, and he stopped literally just feet in front of the finish line, starting to celebrate. And the person behind him was Ivan Hernandez, and he saw him coming, and he noticed what was going. He was screaming at him in Spanish to keep going, keep going. He noticed that he got confused. But obviously the Kenyan runner didn't speak Spanish, and he just stayed right in front. He had no idea what he was saying. And so the Spanish runner, Ivan, came and he pushed him forward. And Abel won the race. And afterwards they interviewed him, and they said, why would you do that? You could have won. So he says, I hope one day to live in a land, in a world, where we're able to push each other even though we're different. And I just thought that was a powerful thing, because these are 2 totally different people from different countries, different religions, different everythings. Is that how the Jewish people live amongst themselves? I hope to push you forward and love you no matter what, even though we might be different. So this 3 weeks, I think we should stop, and we should make sure that we are loving each and every Jew for no reason at all. And Amir Tzim, this Tisha B'Av will not be one of sitting on the floor and mourning, but celebrating and dancing with Jews all over the world.